this is my new office and I'm so excited to be here. This is going to be just epic. So, let me give you a quick tour. So you've got the epic web sign. We managed to make that work and it looks so good. I'm so excited about that. We've got my one wheel right here. Oh my gosh. We don't have the mount for it yet, but we have my snowboard. Let me get that up. So that's going to go right there. We'll have a mount so that it stays in place. We've got my lava lamp just right there. I've got Brandon Sanderson books. This guy is like a little astronaut, which I thought's kind of fun. We got some plants and stuff on here. Gonna play around with some of the lighting and stuff still too. And I still have some more sound or acoustic panels to put up, but I welcome your feedback on how things sound, how things look. I also have a beautiful window up in front of me, but I can close that and actually have it be blacked out entirely, so I have total control over the lights. I also have these couple lights up here in front of me as well. Actually that blackout is, I'm gonna have to make an adjustment here for that lack of light. It looks so good. Oh my goodness, I am just so thrilled with how this has worked. I had Dream Studio put this together for me, and if you go to dreamstudio.co, then you can see that. And like I have this teleprompter that can go up like right here, so I'm looking at the camera, but I'm actually also looking at my own video output, so I'm like looking at myself. It's crazy. And then once I get the Zoom call up, then I'll be able to look at people in the eye and still be able to be looking at them, which is just so sweet. So I am just like incredibly excited about this. It's gonna be so awesome. The things I'm going to create here. So let me, before we get started into our office hours, I wanted to get my, make it so that I could add my phone as a source on here so that you could see what my phone shows. And I wasn't able to do that, but I've got the monitor. So let me do this. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, there we go. Just one more, And then let me switch to this view right here. Okay, that's my camera, and this is what there we go. This is my office as it is currently. I'm not totally done with everything yet, it's pretty cool. So we've got, that's actually the camera, and it's got the teleprompter there. We have a boom mic right here that's out of the shot. Considering maybe putting like the cover on it so that I can avoid some like ambient noise and stuff like that. I'm still going to play with that a little bit. This is my angle camera, which, let's see, go angle, what up? With the window closed, I need to adjust this a little bit too. Right about there, I guess, somewhere around there. You can see the light, and you can see my one wheel and the snowboard. Oh, it just looks so good. Let me switch this back to what the camera sees. And I've got some more foam panels I'm going to put up here. I'm going to put a bunch across the top here and then on the side here. Then we've got this beautiful background and this nice love seat that I can sit on. This is from a book by Brandon Sanderson, the series Stormlight Archive. It's not a crab, it looks like a crab. It's oh shoot, I forgot what it's called. I just realized, I don't know if you can hear me very well. But anyway, this is called a Chol. Yeah, kind of fun. And then there's Cody, of course, and I've got some more things I need to put on here. So we're not actually moved into this house yet. Yeah, we've got this, my diploma, brought dust from the other office. Got some books there. Yeah, still lots more to do. But yeah, let me now switch this over to just me. And I can turn this off now. And let me turn this off also. Whoops. Go away. There we go. Yeah, so anyway, I'm so stoked about this. I just think it's going to enable me to make more stuff. I'm planning on live streaming a lot more in this space. And yeah, couldn't be more excited about that. So yeah, huge shout out to dreamstudio.co. Let me, here, I'm gonna do this. Whoops. And then I'll share my screen. Okay, there we go. Now you can hear me. Man, I was telling you about Dream Studio. They're amazing. Go give them a look. Just phenomenal, phenomenal stuff. And I'm just, every time I look over at this thing, I'm just like so happy that worked. Oh, it's so good. Okay, so yes, this is Office Hours. This is your chance to chat with me about once every week or so. I do it on Thursdays at this time. And I give priority to people who are in the Zoom. So let me pull up the Zoom. Whoops. Zoom. There we go. I haven't actually signed into Zoom on this device yet, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of annoying stuff. Hold on one second. Okay, there we go. Keep me signed in. Get the one-time password, verify, and allow access to the microphone and all the things. Okay, now, sorry I wasn't a little bit more prepared. I was just so excited to get streaming that I totally forgot I hadn't even signed into Zoom on this computer yet. Okay, join with computer audio. There's video it needs. Okay. And switch to this video and yeah, speaker's good. Same system. There we go. Okay, awesome. So look at that. Woo! And I can put this up in the I should be able to put it up in the Elgato teleprompter thing. Yoink. Zoom is literally the only app that I want to have in that teleprompter, so if I can't get it up there, that will be very unfortunate. What the heck? That's so weird. Oh man. Okay, I'll have to figure this out later. Anyway, we'll stick that somewhere else for now. And I give priority to people who are in the Zoom. It looks like nobody's in the Zoom right now, but if you do show up in the Zoom, then you get priority. Let me share my screen. Oh, I haven't given it the option to capture my screen yet. So let me do that really quick. Gotta quit and reopen. And let's open up Zoom again, just in case somebody shows up and wants to share screen, or I want to share my screen or whatever. Okay, and once more, pull this up. Sorry, you get to see me do all this stuff for the first time, and it turns out there's like a bunch of stuff you have to do when you're doing that. There we go. And now I can share my screen, desktop to share. Boom, there we go. Okay, sweet. And I want to put this stuff on the other screen here. Get that out of the way. Okay, very good. So, yeah, we're good. All right, so yeah, what are we talking about today? Let's take a look at the Discord and bring that over here. And we're going to go over to Office Hours. There we go. The last time we streamed, it was back here. Actually, let me grab this link. I took that screenshot before I fixed the colors, so it doesn't look all that great. I need to redo that. Let me stick this here, live now. And I think I'll do a proper tour of the new office once I have like all the decorations up and the snowboard mounted properly and all that stuff. All right, Pete, I have a couple questions. What is your opinion on design patterns? Do you use any in your day-to-day work? Do you find them useful? Okay, I'll answer that first. So design patterns is kind of like overloaded thing. I'm not sure what specifically you're referring to as like architectural patterns, or like design as in the way things look patterns, or like code design, like the way that you write your code kind of patterns. So let me see if I can divine what you mean by design patterns specifically from the other questions. How do you handle learning about new features available and technologies you are using? Let's say a new version of TypeScript. Do you go through the release notes or learn about them from the community like X? I know a lot of the features being discussed there prior to release, so you get familiar with them. And do you believe people should prepare for interviews for stuff they're not doing data? I just realized Pete might not know. I'm answering this now. Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay, so I'm guessing, trying to remember some OOP principles. I'm guessing by design patterns you're talking about like ways that that you write code, like algorithms that you use and ways that you structure your code and stuff. I don't really think a lot about that myself. I am putting together a style guide, which might have some overlap with what you're talking about. Yeah, like, I mean, and I actually do have some in the Epic Programming Principles. If you go in here and we look at the craft, and we've got a couple of things in here, like keeping things consistent. And let's see, there was one I was thinking about specifically. Testing performance, debugging resilience. Adapt to, no. Yeah, shoot, there was one, okay, let me try and think of what the principle would have been. Now I'm just thinking about the fact that I can't think about it. And so, yeah, it's, like, I mean, so there's do not repeat yourself, aha programming. Honestly, that, I don't think that I have something in here that is avoid hasty abstractions. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think that made it in here. Yeah, but but avoid hasty abstractions, I guess, is kind of like, that's more of a principle than a design pattern. So I don't know, I'm probably not quite getting, like, can you give me a couple examples of what you're talking about? Clearly, I don't think about design patterns very much, so which I suppose answers your question. How about learning new features available in technologies? That actually kind of goes along with this one too, actually. I don't really think too much about things that I am not actively using on a regular basis. So even the latest stuff in React Router, the Epic stack is still using Remix version 2. It's opting into a bunch of feature flags, but not single fetch because I haven't had time. That one's like a little bit more significant change, and I just need to make sure that everything's working. And so I kind of learn things on demand as far as that's concerned. I know that there are new features in TypeScript that I'm not very familiar with. When there are releases and stuff, I definitely do read the release notes. So like I've read the release notes for React Router, and as Remix gets new releases, I'm staying up to date with those because I'm using those a lot. It's very like an active thing for me. So yes, I do keep up with stuff. I'm also kind of involved on Twitter and things too, so I'm thinking about, or X, and so I am thinking about keeping up with the tools that I use actively, but I typically, like for example, MDX Bundler depends on the unified ecosystem of plugins and everything. I do not keep up with that stuff, and I only bother thinking about it when I am like needing to upgrade for some reason. So I also don't use like the Renovate bot or anything like that because I just find that to be more annoying than helpful. So yeah, there's that. Do you believe people should prepare for interviews for stuff they're not doing daily? Well, I think that if you're trying to interview at a company, you really should be doing whatever you need to do to prepare for that interview, even if it's stuff that you don't do daily. Maybe if it's not stuff that they do daily, then maybe don't bother. But like trying to remember some OOP principles, even though we haven't used classes at all. Yeah, like, so here, the problem with asking me a question like this is that it's been years since I've interviewed at a company. The last time I worked, like, was a W-2 employee, was for Remix for 10 months a couple of years ago. And I didn't interview for that. Like, I was just, Ryan and Michael were like, Kent would be really good at this, let's just have him do that. And so before that, it was like the last W-2 employment I had was PayPal, and I interviewed for them in 2015. So that actually is insane. It has been 9 years since I interviewed to work at a company. That's actually really crazy to me to think about. So I can't, like, I have some ideas, and I can tell you from my experience at PayPal the things that I was thinking about as I was interviewing people, but I know that the interviewing process at companies is all over the place, and you can't really like have a surefire way of knowing how you should be, what you should do as part of the interview process. So for myself, what I would recommend is ask the interviewers, hey, what is the interview like? Can you tell me a little bit about it and help me know what I should know to prepare? Like, what are the things that you're looking for in candidates and stuff? Most of the time, I think interviewers are they just really want to find the best candidate, and so they want to help you put your best foot forward. So yeah, hopefully that answers your questions. Or better go there as you are, and only if you're asked something you don't believe, so just take it lightly if the company is your, yeah. No, I think that if you're not doing something daily, but you want to work at a company that's doing something that is like not within that what you're doing daily, you should just learn the thing that they will have you learn on the job. that is easier said than done, especially if you're interviewing at like 30 different companies. They're all using different stuff. But typically, you probably want to interview at companies that, well, first of all, I'd say the shotgun approach to most anything is folly. It's not going to turn out very well for you. And so, yeah, you do want to focus a little bit on the like more focused companies you want to actually work at. And so you just put a lot more effort into those. But also, like, it might not be totally reasonable for you to learn something that's like totally different from what you've done before. So like, maybe you can brush up on some things, but yeah, it could take a little bit of time to get you there. So anyway, hope that answers your questions. Good luck on what you're doing. All right, Derek would love to know more about my favorite keyboard shortcuts in VS Code. Vim Motions. I don't use Vim. I used to, but I don't. But yeah, so I've actually got, I'm not sure that this is quite going to answer your question, but I'll stick it in here anyway. I have all of my settings and everything, extensions. Yeah, we're going to trust those. This is a new computer, so many things I gotta still do. But yeah, I updated this last, in June. It's still pretty accurate, though I'm using Cursor now. It's still like gonna be mostly accurate. And this will have some snippets, and I think there might, it doesn't look like there are any keyboard shortcuts in here, but that maybe sort of answers your questions. Yeah, it's hard for me to say. Keyboard shortcut. I actually use the key bindings from Atom Editor because I got so used to the Atom Editor, and I can't undo all of that. So lots of the way that I operate inside of VS Code is, or in Cursor, comes actually from Atom. Sorry. Don't learn the way that I do it because I think it'll make your life harder. Okay, cool, man. In my old office, there was like this kind of bar, not a bar, but it was a wood panel that held some of the legs together. So I'm so used to putting my foot on top of that, and now it's not there anymore. Okay, so let's see here. Hopefully that answers your question, Derek. Yeah, I think he should be, or they should be notified. Okay, yeah, Anonymous Black found a solution, so that's good. Let me just make sure. Yeah, Jacob coming in clutch. Thank you, Jacob. Sing. Yeah, away. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's talk about this. Answering this now. So this is in the testing. So if we go to, different computer, doesn't have all my stuff. This would be in testing React apps. Okay, so if we go to source, I gotta find out which test this is. I do not recall. Let's see if they were specific about which one it was. They were not. Bummer. All right, let's see if we can just find await promise somewhere. Await promise. There it is. All right. Let's talk about this. Oh, actually, you know what? I even had a note in the instructions, so let's pull that up. Nope. Okay, never mind. Coming back over here. Actually, let's try pulling up the instructions for this. Okay. Wait. No, I don't have instructions. This is a different step. Yeah, this is an exercise. Okay, but we have the code here, so it's fine. So here, what's going on is we're rendering this location component. What this location component does is it interacts with the geolocation API so that it can determine your location and then display your geo coordinates. I don't think I need to look at the implementation. That's happening in a use effect, I expect. Okay, fine, we'll look at the implementation. Jump into examples, location, use current position, it's coming from React use location. Okay, so that's Yeah, it does use the geolocation API, and the purpose of this exercise is to teach you how to mock out things like built-in things in the browser. So the way that we do that is before all the tests, we're going to reassign Window Navigator geolocation. There may be a better way to do this now. Artem has his mocking workshop, so if you wanted to really dive into that, we've got globals, global methods. Yeah, so we've got spying on the console. We're learning about like creating our own spy implementation, which is so cool. So you should take a look at that. I think that's probably where you're going to learn the most of how to do that. But in any case, we're just monkey patching it, overriding it so the get current position is our own function. So then in here we're going to create our fake position. We're going to create this deferred thing. So what this is, actually this is getting built in to the spec. I believe there's something in the TC39 right now, or maybe it's out by now, which allows you to create an object that has a promise which you can resolve or reject on demand. And so that's what this deferred is. That verbiage comes from, what was it called? There was a promise library back in the day that I think actually jQuery also had something like this. But anyway, yeah, so you create this object. It just allows you to have the promise and then resolve or reject it on demand. So we're going to want to resolve it. We're going to say, hey, when this get current position is called, we're going to accept this callback, and then we're going to add a then handler to the promise, which means that the promise, this promise callback right here, this runs synchronously, but when it resolves, any thing that's chained onto that promise will happen on the next tick of the event loop. And that means this. So this will happen on the next tick of the event loop. So the callback that we receive will not get called on this tick of the event loop. That will happen later. And so now that we have all this set up, we can render our location that's going to say use current location, which is going to do the asynchronous stuff with get current position. It's going to wait for the callback to be called. We're going to wait to make sure that the loading indicator shows up. And then we're going to resolve. We do this inside of an act because when we do that, it's going to trigger some state changes. And so we want to flush those state changes before we continue to verify that loading's no longer in the document and stuff. And so without the await promise, without making this async await right here, if we just said act resolve, which we could absolutely do, then it might work, but it probably won't because this then handler isn't going to work. And so we need to wait for the promise to be resolved. So we add, well, I can't do it here, but yeah, await promise. Pretend that is a new line, and we have braces around it. What a joke. All right, you know what I mean. Okay, here we go. Semicolons, they do have their purpose. We can do this right there. So, yeah, so we want to resolve it, but then we also need to wait for the promise to be done. But to be able to wait for the promise, we're going to add async, and we'll add await. Now, your question is probably why I know, or why do I have to do this await? Because if I remove it, then it still works. The reason it works is by accident, because it by adding async await to this, which we had to do to add the await promise, once you add that, now we're on the next tick of the event loop as well, and we're queuing up this callback later anyway, and so we no longer technically need the await promise. I left it in there because it's more obvious what the intent is, that we're waiting. This act needs to happen not just for the resolve, but also we need to wait for the promise to resolve as well. So that's why we've got the resolve. Hopefully that was helpful. Here, let's actually put this inside of here. I'll reply to this. Hopefully that was helpful. and they will watch it later. Okay, great. Got this. Pete, thanks for answering. By design patterns, I mean stuff like single. Oh yeah, sure. I do use singletons occasionally. I don't really think about it too much. It just kind of feels a little bit more obvious. Observer and factory. I use things that use these patterns sometimes, but I don't really think about them much. I might just naturally do them now that I've been in the industry for a long time, but I don't really think about design patterns very often. Thanks for clarifying, Pete. All right, Scott. I started using SQLite with Prisma. Here, actually, you know what? Really quick, I need to check. Whoa. What just happened? Where's Discord? There. I need to check what John is sending me because we are having... Okay. Okay. Coming back. Started using SQLite with Prisma for some of your courses. Started making an API with Express that used only SQLite 3 module, no SQLite. I made raw queries to learn a bit more. Cool. Is it common to keep an open database connection to SQLite? Connect on server startup, disconnect on shutdown. Or do you connect and disconnect from it on each call? From my understanding, since it's just a local file and you're not making network calls to open up a connection. You could do either, but I recommend that you just open the connection and then close it on shutdown. There's not much overhead in having that connection open, as far as I'm aware. There's also not a lot of overhead in making the connection in the first place. It opens and closes very fast. So I can understand why you might just think, oh, let's just open it and close it as needed. But yeah, I think it would just be easier for you to just open it on startup and then close it on shutdown. So that's what I would do. That's actually what I do. You can see, well, I am using Prisma, but yeah, that's what I do, even with Prisma. Japhet, I recently bought your courses. Thank you. And we'll be starting college soon for computer science. That is awesome. Congratulations. What advice on learning your courses alongside college? Ooh, good question. Also, how can I start building my career as early as this time? Yeah, I love it. Love the hustle. So, a couple things that you can do, Japhet. I would say that it's awesome that you have the courses. The one thing that is going to be a bit of a struggle there is that what you learn in college may not be what you're learning in the courses, which actually is a good thing. But also, you just have to think, they may teach you things that contradict what you're learning, or not contradict. They'll probably be about the same, but it's mostly what I'm trying to say is they could teach you completely different things. So like you'll be learning React and Remix and everything in the courses here, but then over there they're going to teach you how to use Django or something like that. So you'll be learning a couple different things at once, which is fine, totally fine. And that will also maybe help you kind of get a better sense for how the different pieces are put together and things. So I think that college can be a lot of work, and I wouldn't be surprised if you find yourself not able to dedicate a whole lot of time to the courses once you start getting a lot of homework and everything from your college classes. That said, I think that the process of doing a little bit every single day can help you in your coursework as well. So don't shirk that. I think that just spending, and the way that the workshops are structured, you should be able to ramp it up, spend 15 minutes on one exercise step, and then ramp it down, or spend an hour a week on it or something. And it can be something really good for you to learn alongside. As far as so hopefully that's helpful. On the building your career as early as now, I think that the network is the most important part of a career, especially for you as you're just getting started in all of this. So yeah, definitely spend plenty of time working on getting to know your classmates, because eventually they're going to have a job that could potentially need your skills. This happened to me. I had a bunch of friends in class, and I started actually teaching my classmates how to use AngularJS And so guess what happened? One of them had a job where they needed a developer who was an AngularJS developer, and guess who he thought of? It was me. And I even like did a workshop while we were in school together. And so yeah, establish yourself with so he recommended me, and I got this part-time sort of thing, and it was awesome. So yeah, establish like what kind of a person you are with your peers, because they're going to go off into jobs and there could be potential opportunities there. And you can also potentially offer opportunities to others as well. I got a couple of my friends' jobs since we graduated, which was actually really, really cool to be able to do that. And so, yeah, that's important. Also, as you're going through the process of like applying for different positions and openings and things, be open to different things. I probably would have found my way to software development eventually anyway, but I really wanted to go into business intelligence and things. And when I got an opportunity to work as a software developer, I took the opportunity even though I wasn't sure that's what I wanted to do. So be open to a lot of different things. And yeah, and like college is also one of the best parts of college is that they like help you find a job. So you want like career fairs and stuff, take advantage of all of those. Okay, hopefully that is helpful. Good luck. Okay, Pete, I often create folders in the wrong places using Mictor, and then, for example, create projects with some command. Do you know a way to co-locate them instead of deleting them? I don't know. I would probably just open up Finder and move files around. Yeah, that's probably what I do. Sorry, Pete, that's not very helpful. Okay, I'm getting some questions on YouTube. I don't typically take questions from YouTube, but we're out of questions on the Discord. Actually, hold on one second. I'm going to see. Thought I saw there was a question in here. Yeah, we answered that. I answered this, so we're good on those. Oh yeah, we're going back and forth on that. Oh yep, and this one is taken care of too. Okay, cool. So I will happily go to the chat here. Oh, Pete came in, helpful. Good. You're very welcome. And thank you, Jeffet. Queen Script, if so, a question about your thoughts on pursuing blogging and content creation as a software engineer. Do you think it's profitable and worth it? Well, this house that I'm building right now came from blogging and content creation. So yes, it is profitable. But it is, I wouldn't say it's quite like the MBA, where so few, like everybody has the dream and so few actually make it. I think that, at least I don't feel like I'm all that special. I think you just put in the work, you have the knowledge, and be consistent over a long time. I mean, I've been doing this since I graduated in 2014, so it's been over a decade that I've been doing content creation related stuff. In fact, I started even while I was in school, so it's been, yeah, well over a decade now. Like I think 2013 is probably when I started doing content stuff. But if you, everybody's journey is going to be a little bit different. So if you look at my YouTube channel history, I don't have a strategy with YouTube. My strategy is mostly just like create a lot of free content that's low effort, and now it's high quality because this is low effort. I've made this and it's beautiful, it's awesome, and I walk into my office and I hit go and it just goes and it's amazing. So it's still going to be low effort for the free stuff that I make, but it's going to be really, really high quality now too, which is so cool. But then the stuff that I do for money is a lot more high effort. And so, like, even the blog posts that I have on my blog that number in over 200, that is also technically kind of a low effort thing, because I'll just like write out my thoughts. I use AI a lot to help me with the blank page problem. I use a thing called Blog Recorder, which I haven't logged into on this computer yet, but this thing's phenomenal. It's just awesome. I'm going to stick this in the Discord so you can come over to the Discord to grab that link if you forget it. Yeah, I use this to help me in like just getting my thoughts onto the screen, and then I can edit that. So like that's become even lower effort, but like at the same time, I would challenge you to go to my blog and look through a couple of these articles, because not all of these were written by AI. Read through a couple of these recent articles and see if you can determine which ones were written by AI and which ones were written by me. And I would be surprised if you could tell. I don't just like have AI write the whole thing and then just publish. I'm first record my own thoughts with Blog Recorder, then AI generates a blog post based off of those thoughts, and then I go through and edit. So like there is quite a bit that I am doing in that process too. So yeah, that I do think that it's profitable. I think it takes a really long time to actually make a sustainable business out of it. But I know a lot of people who do it, and it's a lot of fun. If you love it, then it can be awesome. So good luck. Okay, Douglas, most colleges need 3 hours of work for every 1 hour of class time. Yes, this is true. Courses like these are similar, even 10 hours of the video. Yes, it's true, 100%. So Jaffa, it will take you, especially if you're doing college during this, it will take you like over a year to get through all of the Epic Mega Bundle material, which, by the way, I should mention, this discount goes away like really soon. And this is my discount. My discount is fake. Don't look at my discount. This is the 65% off the Mega Bundle, which is just a massive amount of stuff. If you want to know more, I streamed about it on Monday in my old office. So take a look at this. There's just so much stuff in here. The other thing I'll mention as well, since I'm here, Epic WebConf is happening in March, and it's going to be awesome. Here are the first 8 speakers announced, and then we've got another whole bunch, like 16 more, I think, who are going to be announced soon. I should be sending out their acceptance emails today, hopefully. That will go out. So, yeah, great questions and comments. Why have you stopped using Vim motions? So the reason I stopped using Vim mode was I used Vim for like a year and a half, I think, maybe 2 years. And after a while, I was just like, I'm so sick of building my own editor. Like, look at these people who have beautiful, wonderful editors that do so much for them. Before I jumped into Vim, I was like really good with WebStorm. Before that, I was really good with NetBeans. I was doing a lot of Java, quite a bit of Java when I was in school. And I just continued to use NetBeans for JavaScript until people convinced me WebStorm was the thing. So I got really good at WebStorm. And then I just saw people using Vim, and I'm like, wow, they're so fast, and it's awesome. So I tried like 3 or 4 times, and finally it stuck, and I stuck with it for a while. And then I got sick of making my own editor, and I saw these other editors. Atom was the thing that came out. And I was like, that looks kind of nice. Like, you have a file tree. You can make your own file tree, or you can install plugins and stuff, but it's just such a pain making all those work together. So I gave it up because Atom had a really good Vim mode. There was a plugin for that. And so I was using Vim mode for that for a while, and then Atom was like slow and had a bunch of problems, and VS Code came out. VS Code had a really good Vim mode plugin, so I switched over to there. And then it just eventually, I didn't lose the ability. I can still like move around pretty well in Vim, but it didn't feel natural in that editor. So I stopped using it. Okay, how can I effectively engage with the developer community? Okay, man of action worldwide. I mean, it depends on the community you want to engage with, but because each community is going to have their own gathering places, but you want to go to where the community gathers. So that can be different for various communities, but if you want to be a part of the Epic Web community, then the Discord is a really good place to be. And also the conference, so come in person if you can. And then like Remix has a really good community also on Discord. There's also a lot going on X and Blue Sky and even YouTube. So and actually there are people who are on Twitch, and so that's like another great place to be involved there. So I think you just be active, and not just active, but like productive, helpful. Be a helpful kind of person in those different communities, and I think that you can be successful there. So hopefully that's helpful. Okay, let's check out Discord one last time. If we get the mega bundle with the discount and or PPP, will we get to access the interviews? That is a good question. So if you get it with the discount right now, that's 65% off, or it's also prorated, or is prorated the right word? You'll get a bigger discount if you already have some parts of the bundle. But yeah, if you get it, then you will get access to the interviews. If you get it with PPP, I don't think that those interviews are included. You can email support if you want to be for sure, because they will know. I create the content and then I help market it, but those types of decisions I don't make. My partner in crime, my partner company makes that, those kinds of decisions. Okay, cool. Thanks everybody. This has been fun, and I got like so much work to do to get my family moved into this house and get everything finished up in this office, so I'm gonna go do that. But prepare for 2025, where I'm going to be streaming like crazy. It's going to be fun. So, thanks everybody, and we'll see you all in the future. Goodbye.